Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to X-Plane 12. Today we're in the Virgin Atlantic livery, Toliss A340-600. We're sitting here at NIMBUS, New York, John F. Kennedy International Airport. The local time is 7:30 and we are going to be taking this down to London. Flight time today of 6 hours and 5 minutes. Taking 60 tonnes of fuel, 350 passengers, 10 tonnes of cargo down today. Taking off of runway 22 right, and then we will be going to land on 27 left. At the moment, here at JFK, it's quite stormy, and I think, let me just check the weather at Heathrow, it's a bit nicer at the moment anyway, but we still have 6 hours to go. But it is showing at the moment that it is 1027 QNH, 220 at 14, no significant weather, clear skies, that's fine at the moment, and the forecast is to stay very similar, just pick up with a bit of wind. We're doing the early morning flight. Usually these are sort of red-eye flights that take off late at night, but Virgin do offer a service that takes off early in the morning. So let's get ahead and jump in the flight deck. We will start by aligning the IRSs. We will get the APU firing up, and we'll jump into the flight management computer, and we'll get the init ref. So we are at KJFK, and we are going to London Heathrow EGLL. Today we are operating Virgin 085. We are taking 350 passengers with a cost index of 137. Initial cruising altitude of 370, because we're not carrying that much fuel, we are quite light. What I'll do is I'll pop the Toliss screen here so we can get ready to load. We'll pop the loading preference on, so we're taking 250. I wish this was a type bar so you could type in what you wanted, because it does get quite finicky sometimes to try and get. We'll just keep it like that. So we've lost one passenger and we want 10 tonnes of cargo, so we'll go 5 and 5, and then the block fuel is 60 on the dot, so we'll apply these load settings and we'll go realistic on that. There, it's froze while it loads that up, I believe. There you go. Right, so we're going off of 22 right today, which is our departure runway, and we're going off the JFK 5 with no transition. We'll insert that. Right, so vectors after there, we're going to go direct to Merit. From Merit we are going to go on the no airway, we're going to go direct to Hotel Foxtrot Delta, and that should take us there, no problem. Then we're going to get on to Papa Uniform Tango, which should be that one there, and we'll carry on. So from there we're going to go to Whiskey India Tango Charlie Hotel, from which we're going to go to Alex Alpha Lima Lima Echo X-Ray. From there we're going to jump on an airway. We're going to go onto the November 323 Alpha, and from there we're going to go to Elsa Echo Lima Sierra India Romeo. From Elsa we're going to start our NATS track, so that is our exit point of Elsa. So from Elsa we're going to go to 5050 north, 5050 north, pop that in. 5050 north, our next oceanic route is 5140 north, 5140 north, then we're going to pop it up to 5330 north, from there we're going to go across to 5320 north, and then to Malot. Malot is our exit point, and then from Malot it's Gisti, Golf India, Sierra Tango India. Gisti, and then from Gisti we're going to go Momin, Mike, Oscar Mike, India November. From there I go to Liffey, right, just over Dublin, and it will be that one there, I believe. Liffey, Upper Lima 975 on the airway, and that's to Malud. These are all very familiar airways now because we're over UK airspace. Malud, and then let me just have a look at the arrival. I just want to see if they have. So we're going to go 27 left. Just wanted to see if they have. Yeah, the Nugra one, no problem. So we do have that in there. So go through the flight plan, looks correct there. And then Malud. So from Malud we're going to go Quebec 38 on the airway, and that would take us to Nugra. And then Nugra, we're going to take the Nugra 1 arrival. So ILS 27 left, the Nugra 1 hotel, and then that'll be via BNN, I'm assuming, or LAM. BNN, no transition, none of the transition, and then we'll insert that. And then what we'll do is I'll throw this away quickly, pop that down there, we'll pop this to plan, close that a bit so we can have a look at our flight plan. So takeoff straight ahead, and then to Merritt, we'll vector ourselves to Merritt, over the oceanic airspace now, and then over Ireland, down into the UK, and then down into London, and then that arrival looks all okay there, typical for London. Possible holding if we were on VATSIM just at the BNN, this bit here, they usually hold over this point or that point. So we will go into our performance in it. We're all loaded up now, the fuel loaded, we have 60 tons, so we are going to go to the init reference page, jump over here. Our zero fuel weight today is 230, sorry, 0.4, so 230 tons, and our CG is 23.4, and we are taking 60 tons of block fuel today. We'll go performance, we'll pop in the performance calculator over here. Shorter runway 22 righties, so I'll go config 2. You don't need to force tow gas, so we're going to go V1 of 163, VR of 163, V2 of 167, 2/up 3.4 is our trim, and we have flex temperature of 70 degrees today. I need to put the F in front, so it's flex of 70 degrees, and that is our pre-flight done. So are we on IRS yet? No. So I will start the APU now, should have done that earlier, and I will just check the weather here at JFK. So it is telling us that 240 at 17, gusting 22, heavy rain, broken at 900, broken at 2600, broken at 8000, broken at 2500, 2936 is our QNH. So if I pop that over, 2936. And then let me just put the Toliss thing here. We need to just make sure that we are general settings, sync barrow. That's what I wanted to use. We'll sync the barrows, and then that should be synced over there as well. Yep, 29036. So that is our there. We've got wind shear, warnings of wind shear as well. That's no problem, we're only taking off. If we were landing it'd be a bit more exciting, but just taking off will just remind us that we'll go straight out until sort of it asks us to go to the climb detent, and then because there's no ATC on today, we're just going to make a left hand turn away from the airport and up to the waypoint of Merit. So pop performance on there, flight plan on there, we'll arm the spoilers. We'll get the APU bleed on, we can turn the external powers off. We are looking at the IRS is aligning now. We'll move that out of the way as well, just so we can see a bit more. So it'll probably be dark when we land actually into London. Pop them away. There you go, so it's all nice. And I think the rain has stopped now, in the sim anyway, and the loaders have disappeared now. So we'll get the pushback, better pushback pre-plan. So I'm assuming, because it's such a short, yeah, like that, maybe not like that. I'm going to try and do something else if I can. Oh, no. So can I... Ah, there you go. So we'll try and keep it straight, and then we'll push it out if it will let us. Well, I'll go back now then, so we'll do that. So it'll push us into this bit here, and then what I'll do is I'll ask it for us to pull us to this bit here, just because I don't think they'd let you start all the 4 engines there in taxi with that road so close there. So
ground to cockpit, plan acknowledged, call me through the menu when you are ready.
Pushback will do that properly, I'm assuming they would, because the Toliss is quite well optimised with that. So right, arc, we're going to go straight up to 370, pop constraints on both sides. There is no constraints, but we'll just pop them on, and then we'll pop the airport one on as well. I always like to just see where the airports are. Oh, actually no, just constraints, and that'll be fine. Okay, so we are ready to rock and roll. So we'll pop the Toliss menu up again. No, don't want to do that. And we'll go ground services. We'll turn the external powers off. We'll get them off. We'll close all the doors. Make sure they are all closed. And then I'll just turn all these off as well, just so they don't interfere with anything. We'll close that. We'll get better pushback to start the pushback.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Beacon light can come on now, as we are ready to push and start. Yeah, I just think the A340 used to come here when it used to operate, but I'm assuming that they wouldn't push it back here and let all 4 engines start with this sort of, I know the railway station things here, but it just doesn't seem like they'd let you start it there, so I'm assuming they'd push you out. But when I flew on the 330 from here, they pulled us all the way to like a space over here, they did. So, right. We'll get the ignition on to start anyway.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Lovely, right. Right, taxiing today as well, very simple for 2-2 right. Well, if we were on, in fact, it'd be a bit harder, but, so what they would do in real life is, you wouldn't turn left. We wouldn't anyway, so when I did an actual flight from here, we had to taxi clockwise around the airport. So we took off at 22 right as well, so we had to taxi clockwise.
So connected and bypass pin and service. Release parking brake.
Past the American Airlines terminal back onto the runway. It took us an hour and a half. So we're not going to do that. We'll release parking brake, but what we're going to do is we're going to come out of this terminal here by
Starting
terminal 3.
pushback, and you may start engines.
We are going to taxi all the way to the main taxiway, turn left, and then it's just a straight line all the way up to the runway. So I'm going to let it push us back quite a bit before I start messing around with starting the engines. And actually, if I jump up to the tower, we'll be able to watch it, see what it does a bit better. So, see how well it does. I'm assuming it's going to do a very, very tight turn here. Yep. And then when it lines us up and it starts pulling us forward, that's when I'll start the engines. So let's jump back into the flight deck. And everything seems to be going okay so far. I mean, it has brought us all the way into the other. I mean, if there was a plane there, it would be a bit screwed, wouldn't we? So I don't mind that though. So we'll start engine 3 and 4. And we'll watch them start now in sequence. And then that should be our arming the hydraulics, and they should shortly come online when we start 1 and 2 as well. Here we go, so we've pushed into the bit, and now they should start pulling us forward, which they are. Sort of dragging us. But it's really nice here. We've got 31 frames a second here with all the weather and everything on sort of max graphics as well. And there you go, you can see the hydraulics valves and are pressurised. And we're being towed. When we pull the parking brake, I'll then start 1 and 2, give them time to disconnect. So it's saying thruster reduction at 1540, transition at 80, that's no problem. So 1540 is when we'll go to climb thrust. I like what they've done, Toliss, with the textures on this, with the new update. When it first came out, the 340, it did look a bit dreadful, but now it does look really nice, especially like the seat cushions and everything. So I think they'll tell us to apply the parking brake shortly.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Parking brake is set now. Sequence of engine
Disconnecting tow.
starting.
Stand by.
And they are starting now. It's a shame the A340 doesn't fly for Virgin anymore. Really nice aeroplane. And there is engine 1 and 2 starting. And we can disconnect, I'm happy to do so. The trim should automatically set itself as well when all the engines have started properly. And I will do a bit of hand flying after departure. I won't just pop the autopilot in. I'll try and fly it up.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
So we should be receiving the hand signal shortly. The buses have transferred over. Hydraulics have armed enough, and now the trim, auto trim, is setting itself. So it should be 3.4. Should set itself to. There you go, 3.4, perfect. So wait for the bypass pin before we start setting flaps. Right, okay, so it's 1, 2, and we'll wait for the hydraulics page to come up. So we'll go to flight controls. We have 3.4 units of trim. Primary 1, 2 and 3 on, secondary 1 and 2 on. And let's check the flight controls. So we go full right, neutral, full left, neutral, full forward, neutral, full back, neutral, and on the rudders, full left, neutral, full right, neutral. All flight controls are free and correct. Pop the taxi light on then. Flaps are 2 and 2 in the box. 2 selected. That can come off now. That can come off, and it's very simple in the Airbus, and that is it. So release the parking brake and the plane will start moving on its own. Very light today for the 340. Start moving on our own accord. What an absolute monster. Does the windscreen wiper work? Yes, it does. That is quite annoying though, so I'll leave that for a bit. Right, so taxi round here onto the second taxiway, so not the first one, the second one. It's a straight line, and then we'll go full length, 2 right. Auto brake will go RTO. Takeoff config. We need to put it to wind shear on, like so, and we will ding the cabin to tell them that to sit down. Actually, we'll pop taxi cam on. There you go. We'll be able to see where we're taxiing. So, not to enter 2 right. We'll start swinging it round now. Very long aircraft this is. There you go. We'll start speeding up a bit, and we'll see how X-Plane is doing with the weather, and when we take off we'll see if it's very blustery, because actually the QNH is still the same at 2936, however the wind has just gone up. It is now telling me that it is gusting higher, so it's still the same base wind, so it's 240 at 17, gusting 31 now, so it's gone up the gusts. It did say that it would get better, but it seems to have got slightly worse, so it'll be okay because we're taking off. Right, okay, I'll just pop all the lights on now because we're going to cross an active runway. Crew have already been seated. I'll pop some window wipers on as well. There you go, they do work. Like I say, it's a shame and explain that after a certain speed the window wiper just becomes obsolete and just stops working, but I suppose this is good enough as well. In Microsoft Flight Simulator it doesn't work at all. And the taxi cam as well is really, really nice. For a big aircraft like that you do need taxi cam. So, approaching 313 left and 31 right. Cleared to cross. There's no traffic, so we'll look left, look right, nothing there. And actually, while we're on the subject of traffic, I found out what was causing the crashes across the ocean and long hauls, and it's actually the AI aircraft that are in the setting up here. There was a little cub that was selected, and when we were going over oceanic routes it was trying to form itself a flight plan and crash in the sim. So once that was deselected, it now works perfectly on long hauls and I'm not having any crashing problems. So we'll keep the lights on because we'll just turn onto the runway now. We'll keep taxi cam on until we're lined up. We'll get ready to go. Like I said, we are quite light today for an A340, so shouldn't take much runway. Right, we are lined up. Taxi can now come off. I'll hold it there. We'll spool them up. So, sorry, we'll spool them up to about there. Chrono can come on. Pop the window wiper onto fast. Manflex SRS runway nav blue. $80 knots neutral. $120. V1. Rotating up we go. Keep them wings level. All through the dead band. And up we go. That's positive road gear up. I wouldn't say the wind was that gusty, but that's okay. So when we go to thrust, climb, I'll then make a left turn. I'll pull the heading bug out now actually. Keep on this heading, runway heading 224. 1500, leave a climb. Plus thrust, climb. Got to turn on these, that's okay though. Push the nose down. And we'll go on a heading of 130. We'll start our left hand turn. Go flaps up position 1. Turn off the annoying window screen wiper. And there was a bit of wind actually. Still hand flying. We'll straighten it up now. Coming to the clean speed. Flaps up. And we'll go 50 degrees on the heading and we'll start that second turn. As the flaps come up clean, there's speed. Try and keep it on there. I'll actually pull it out so I can see it a little bit better. wind is, we've got a 35 knot tailwind now. Throw that away now. I'll pop on autopilot 1 now, and we'll go direct, merit, insert that, lovely, and taxi lights can come off, runway turn off lights can come off. Temperature is 13 degrees plus, so we'll be alright for the weather now. It's gone really dark. I'll actually turn down the, where is that? PDF, PFD, sorry. There you go, so it's getting a bit bumpy now. We'll have a look at the wing, if it's bouncing. Yeah, it's moving up quite a bit now. As we try and climb out through this this horrible weather. So pop that on now like that. There you go. And away we go. So we're just about to come out through the clouds. I'd probably say it's calm enough to release the crew so they can start their duties. Spoilers can be popped in now as well. Oh, there you go, like so. And out the cloud we come, and goodbye New York. Turn those down as well. So all the lights can come off now, and the seatbelt sign can come off as we accelerate to our climb speed. Open climb now, and I'll pull, we'll go standard because we're going up to an altitude now, and I will leave you now guys with some cruise and climb highlights, and I'll see you in about 5.5 hours when we're a lot closer to London. to the sim. We're descending through 12,000 feet now. QNH of 1026. Very uneventful flight, quite smooth all the way down. Just descending now, about to reach the Bravo November transition. Got to be there at 7,000 feet. The Toliss is handling all the VNAV and LNAV perfectly as usual. Let's go into the performance page and we'll run through the performance. So I've already popped it in, so it's 13 degrees, 1026. The wind is 210 at 8 knots. We're 150 decision height, we're going to go full flaps. Auto brake low. Got plenty of runway here at Heathrow. And I will pop some lights on as we start descending through 10,000 feet. Now, can we turn the taxi cam on? Ah, there you go. Through 10,000. So, I watched a video the other day of a Iberian A340, and they had the taxi camera on for landing. So I'm assuming that is normal procedure in the 340. So I'm going to leave it out. I think it'd be cool anyway to watch the camera as we descend as well. Then Heathrow is there. There is London Heathrow, loaded in. So we're landing on the left hand side, vacate hopefully here, then any one of these stands here, which is where Virgin park. So looks very nice outside now. Pop and have a look at some wind views. We descend a bit more. I mean, it would be nice if they had better ground textures. I mean, they do look alright, but it's just a bit disappointing. But that's okay. We can put up with that for this flight. There you go. It's gone quite dark now. Actually, is there any point in having the taxi cam on? Because if it's too dark, we won't be able to see anything anyway, will we? Right, here's our right inbound. So it's got a sort of wiggly line onto the ILS. So don't know what he tried to plan there, but that should be a straight line. Unless, do we need to get rid of the well, clear that, insert clear, there you go, that's better. Let's give us a straight line now. So that in that sort of intersection point that it wanted us to do was going to just take a slightly too wide round. Right, so we'll pop the performance page up. And it should follow that a bit nicer than it's planned out there, hopefully. Right. There is Heathrow with its lights on. I have got high rendering distance on, and that's the furthest it goes. There, like that. There you go. So that's quite poor. Frames are really good though. You know, 40 frames. A couple of stutters when I swap views, but that's acceptable. I'm going to pull the speed now as we get a bit closer, so we are just 10 miles away from turning onto base, and we'll be able to see Heathrow as the weather updates. Look a bit better there. Is with the Thames as well. And then London. Looking very nice. So I'm going to go flat one. Flat one speed check. And book the flat one speed. I'm going to go vertical speed. And I'm going to go 2,500. I'm going to go 1,200 feet per minute. And see how that holds the speed. Very impressive. Beautiful. Right, okay. And there is London. Is Wembley made, or should be flying somewhere really close to Wembley? I mean the O2's not even made, is it? So I don't think they're going to create Wembley. Oh well. There's London City over there. I mean, it looks okay. I just wish the rendering distance was a bit better. But that is where it, oh, you can see, it's just, that's high rendering as well. Right, okay. Go direct there now, so it's a little bit straighter. That line's worrying me a bit. I'm going to go some speed brake now because we're just coming a bit too fast. I've been letting that speed get away from me. And the glide slope's coming back now. 1,500 feet per minute. Performance, it's in approach mode already, so that's okay. Right. Go one more notch down. And hopefully we'll be able to descend. Right, so we'll go approach mode, autopilot 2, we'll stir the speed brake, we'll go like that and flap 2. I'm going to push the speed in, it's going to do its usual thing of diving now. I mean, I've been on a real 340-600 and it does not dive like that, I can tell you that much when they put flap 2 down. Yeah, that's just stupid. Really stupid. I don't know why it dives like that. It's just, you know, there's no need for it to do it. Okay, we'll pop the gear down now. We'll watch that come down as well. Flap 3, cabin crew checked, and we are 4 miles, so we've got to go flap 4 now. The aeroplane is still being a bit slippy, even with full flap. Not really wanting to come down. There you go. So now we'll pop all the rest of the lights on. And
1,000.
we'll actually pop the taxi camera on the middle. That might be cool. Don't think we'll see much though. So I'm going to disconnect. Get the bird on. It's only 9 knots, 222 at the moment, so that's fine.
500.
Keep it centre. It's the little movements with this 340, because the big movements and it'll throw you all out of whack.
$300.
There you go, 2 red, 2 white.
100 above.
Checked.
200. Minimum.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. Retard. 10. 5. Retard.
And down we are. Bit early on the touchdown, but that was okay. And that low water brake's fine there. See any more and would be a bit too slow coming up this intersection. So 60 knots will stow them. And we'll taxi off of here. So disarm the speed brake. Now we'll keep it rolling. We'll throw the spoilers in. Flaps can come up now. Get the master switch on for the APU. We'll have to slow down quite a bit for this turn here. And I'll just use the outside view to see if I can make the turn. And we are through, so they can come off. Oh, that can get to taxi. The wing light can come off. The strobe lights can come off. Landing lights can come off. That can go on to start. Right, swing it round. There you go. AP starting now. Don't need the bleed on yet. I don't know why it's doing that. Pop that off now. Turn off the landing system, they can all come off. And it's left here, and any one of these stands will do. AP bleed on now. Engine 1 and 4 can come off now, we'll just use the inside engines. And 319 will be our stand today. And welcome back to Heathrow. Now that does look really nice. That sky up there. Okay, so we've got a full right tiller. I'll actually utilise this view for that. Cut the corner a bit short there, but we'll square it up. Here we go. That looks straight to me. and we'll pop it right there. Yep, parking brake on. Parking brake is on. The rest of the engines can be cut now. And welcome down to London. So, before we get anything done, let's pop the replay mode on and have a look at that. We'll have a look at the view of where Big Jet's TV stand when they do the paddock recording. Oh, a couple of stutters, but that'll be alright.
1,000.
Oh, a nice stutter there. Hopefully it comes back in. Oh, it's crashed. Oh no, it hasn't. I thought it had crashed then. So we'll go there and we will pop down to around there. That's where they record from. And we'll watch this come in. It was quite a nice touchdown actually, it was just a bit early. A nice 13 frames per second though on that touchdown, lovely. I don't know why it's got so low frames. Let's have a look at it here. So we've flared. And really nice, perfect. Rolled it down the runway, flew the nose gear down as well, look, didn't slam it, bang, down we are. And we'll get a tower view and then I will leave you guys with a long landing video from the wing. So, as we come over the threshold, then start to flare because it's a really long aeroplane, and then drag the wheels, butter, down the runway, and there's the nose gear, and down we are. So I will pause this and find us a good wing view. That is good enough for me. Pop you guys at about 1,000 feet. We'll go from about there, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the near future.